Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all well and good to have you along. Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. So what we're doing today is we're starting a brand new city, and the reason why I'm doing that is just to get you a bit more involved and show how I sort of do things a little bit, maybe give you some ideas, this sort of thing. So we are in a brand new map, and this is the map called Arid Plains, which is part of the not the industry. It's part of the mass transit DLC. Okay. So yeah, I quite like this one because I think what we're going to have is the city's going to grow and it's going to end up down by the waterfront there. Nice sort of high density waterfront, all that sort of thing. Lots of tourist attractions. And I quite like this map because it's quite nice and flat for a start, and you know, for starting the city off, it's quite good. So what you always find when you start off the city, you obviously got a nice bit of money, but obviously that's all you've got, and you normally have a starting little highway intersection like this. And generally speaking, what you need to then do is obviously lay your first road. The only road you have first of all to unlock everything is the two-way road. But what I want to do is what you do then is just put a little bit down like this, and then once you've got that, just remove it, and then you've got access to everything then. Your zoning and your utilities. I'll come back to that in a second. But what I'm going to do first of all is just run this up a little bit further. So anyway, how are you all doing? And I would also just say subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to have quite a few of these episodes coming up soon. And so yeah, just keep in touch with the episodes, that sort of thing coming up. So what I'm going to do now is just pop a roundabout in. Now this won't stay here like this for long term, because I think what I'm going to do is probably have this as a sort of flyover type thing. So the highway will carry on over and then it will come down to a roundabout, but we haven't got access to the highways just yet. And obviously we don't have access to a lot of funds either to do this sort of thing. The reason why I put that across the middle there is just to brace the roundabout, because if you didn't have that in there, you then added other roads to it, and it does then make a weird shape. So that's all it is really. Oh, what have I taken out? So what I'm going to do now is just bring these roads down. See what sort of shape it gives us. Nice, so it curves slightly there. And then do the same with this one. Doesn't matter that the direction's wrong, because you can go back in and change that in a sec. Yeah, and then you just press the triangle and then you get this one here. Okay, and then just remove the middle bit. So it's a nice little fast in and out on the roundabout. So what you then need to do is set up your areas. So I'm going to have, I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of industry over this side. Just to start with, or am I? No, I'm going to put industry this side, and then we'll do residential over on this side. Reason being is industry doesn't require so much space as residential does. As you'll notice as we go along, we have a lot of demand for residential as opposed to industry. So what I'm going to do is just lay out a little bit more road. I'm just using the small road for the minute just because it's cheaper. Basically, it's literally all there is to it, only reason why. And I'm probably going to do a little bit of this here as well. I think that'll do for a minute. Come back and do loads more to that. And over here, and yeah, let's just do more residential. So let's go up another 20, I'd say. then what we're going to do is a bit more. And for this, I'm just going to build a few little random sort of off roads off the main road. I mean, if you're sort of looking for inspiration, that sort of thing, just look outside your door. See how your neighbourhood's laid out. I don't always like the idea of sticking to grids too much. I find it a little bit sort of, I don't know, a bit boring. I know for City Skylines it does need to be sort of grid-like, really. Mainly for traffic flow, and obviously your main use of your zoning squares as well. Now zoning squares are obviously this grid around the outside, which is obviously then when you lay your okay, so that's a good little start, so we can obviously build quite a bit onto that. It's where you lay your zoning and that sort of thing. So what we need to do next, we just need to put in our utilities. So obviously need a water pump. And as you can see on the water there, you've got arrows. These arrows are basically the way that water's flowing in. Now, what you may notice is you've got a water inlet and you've got water outlet as well. And you never need to make sure you always have the water pump going upstream. So not going upstream, basically like this. So basically it's taking the water out before you've got the sewage going in, because nobody wants poop in their drinking water. That is not good taste. So you also bring the water pipes up and then make sure that you're covering all these areas that you plan to zone. Otherwise you'll have unhappy residents, which is not good. Go down here. Now you may notice as well on the bottom left hand of the screen, you've got the bank balance and you've got your minus there. That's basically how much you're running as a budget. Don't worry if it's showing as red. It's in between the two. Perfect. So I'm just going to put the windmill down to start with, and you do have the option of the coal power plant. I will come back to that and add those in. Now, as you can see around the outside of the wind turbine, you've got that red ring. That's the noise pollution, so you don't want to add that near the residential area. So I'm going to pop a couple of these down for the minute. Then we need to run our cables. Those are probably okay because I'm going to zone just right close to it. You'll notice that in a minute. I'll explain that. Just bring it up to there. And now we can start putting our zoning in. So we'll just lay this out and then we just pop in these. And the power will then jump across the properties. You don't need to put them in. I don't want that going right onto the road. So let's do this. Now the maximum zoning square you can have for a property is a 4x4. And you will find that you can do different shapes and sizes and you get different variations of properties, so you want more control over it, which is quite nice. And you want then to do like a little bit of shopping, which is the commercial one. Let's just do a bit of this here. Now what I probably will do is upgrade these roads to bigger roads. This will be like a main road going through this way across the city, and then you obviously have your areas coming off it. So put some industry in now. And what I'm going to do is speed it up, just so we can get it going a little bit quicker. And there we go, look. Our first houses, amazing. I do want to find a name for this city. Rockfield sounds a little bit boring. Yeah, I'd like to have a different name. So if you've got any ideas or suggestions, or if you like what we're doing, please do leave a comment. Quite nice to sort of share my build. So yeah, so there we go. So you've got a lot more demand now for residential. So what I'm going to do now is just continue this on a little bit further. a little bit more in. It will come in quite quick because the demand's there. And then we should now see the industry coming in as well. Let's put a little bit more commercial. Just put that there. Now you always need to make sure you look at the zoning, because you wouldn't want to have commercial in amongst residential areas. Firstly, because they're noisy, and secondly, you don't want trucks going through your residential areas really, because noise pollution is generated by traffic as well. Obviously residents don't like noise pollution, so you don't really want to be doing that. Okay, so you've got massive demand there for industry. So yeah, we don't want that. So let's pop some more of this down. They're loving it, aren't they? Okay, what I'm not going to do actually is have right on the junction there, because that's just a recipe for lots of traffic. The more you play this game, the more sort of get used to the way the traffic works and busy spots. You don't want to create too much busy spots on junctions and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's quite a fun game really, to be honest. And here we go, look, see all the residents coming in. Great. So industrial demand is still quite high. Let's just check. Electricity demand is good. Consumption only 5 megawatts at the moment, but that will rocket up in a minute. We're already into a positive budget, which is great. The industrial demand is still there, so I'm not too sure why it's not coming in. So while that's carrying on, I'm just going to bring this along a bit further. Actually, I think this for a bit of fun, I'll make a little roundabout there. Only a small one. So to do roundabouts, you basically take your curved road tool, and what I'm going to do is bring that out by 10, which is the outside ring. Bring that over. There we go. Nice little roundabout there. What's going on here with the water? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think roundabouts just have a little bit of variety really, doesn't it? More than anything. Oh, back to straight. Always try and put a bit of variety in rather than just having grids all the time. They can be a little bit boring really. And then I think probably we'll have another... We also again try not to have too many intersections going onto the main road, because that will slow traffic down a lot. Got it nicely spaced out there. Try and have like the same amount of nodes in between. So let's pop some more houses in here. So let's do that one there. I'm not going to zone on the roundabout again, because I think it will get quite busy even though it's residential. And also I'd say try not to have your residential areas connecting up to highways and that sort of thing, because you'll then end up having trucks and that sort of thing trying to use it as a bypass. You have got policies which you can then use to stop that, but I find it easier just not to have it in the first place, and you're fine then. Okay, so we're getting power blackouts now then. Oh, okay, right. Why are we getting sewage issues? I've got a water outlet. There we go. First milestone, amazing. But we need to sort out this. Oh, okay. I didn't extend the pipe. So basically, yeah, you're learning from my mistakes already. Looking good. Okay, so when we get a milestone, you then get access to different things. So we can put our taxes up, we can get garbage in here, and then we can get our education as well, and healthcare. And when you get those milestones, you have to do that because they'll be expecting it. So yeah, you need to make sure you keep up with those. So what I'm going to do first of all is put in the garbage, because that's quite important. And make sure you keep it in an industrial area, because obviously the pollution, that sort of thing. In fact, I'm going to make it a little road on its own. Now as the time goes on, you can actually move these out and have an incineration plant, so you can then move it, because I don't think my industrial area will stay here forever. I think it will be somewhere else. And then we can put a medical centre down, or a clinic I should say. And also people want to go to school. So you can, the elementary school doesn't have a wide area, so you need to make sure that they're quite densely really. Okay, so power. Yeah, we're getting a little, the demand is jumping up and down. Just put another one of those in. And I think then what we're going to do is put our taxes up. I don't normally mess around with budgets really too much unless I'm really sort of hard up. Okay, so the industry demand is there, you've got more commercial demand. So let's put a bit more commercial in here through the main road. That should then satisfy that. Got more residential, so you need to make sure you keep up with the demand, so your city can then grow nicely. I think this area could come out a bit further. Try not to get too close to the highway though, that's the only thing. I always try and leave gaps as well, because obviously we want to increase the infrastructure. We probably want to have a bigger highway going through here, going towards the downtown area eventually. And yeah, just leave spaces. Don't feel like you have to. At the end of the day, look, you've got massive amounts of space here, and we've got lots of squares that we can add in. You can have 9 in total, so got plenty that you can use. Let's check our pipes. Ooh, doesn't quite go to there. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we need to increase our industrial area. As you can see, quite quickly, this city grows pretty quick, doesn't it? So let's just zone a bit more of this. I mean, depending how busy it gets, I might actually not have that on there like that. I might not have the buildings on the main road through the estate, sort of industrial area, industrial estate, whatever you want to call it. But we'll see how that goes. Let's put a little bit further. So we're making a good start, although we need power. Let's just put our budget up, because I haven't got enough money for a coal power plant yet. I think, do I have my first loan though? Ah, there we go. Right, okay, let's just get this coal power plant. Sort them out once and for all. So again, you need to make sure there's good road links to that, because you they have coal also being delivered from out the city, unless you've got like ore, which is producing it in the city. Make sure it's not too far from the highway. Right, that should sort out the demand for now. What I might do is put a bit of shopping in the industrial area, just to give them a few bits. You know, if you're going to work, you can go a bit shopping as well. I also like to do a bit of a story, really. It's just to tell a story. This is sort of the older. Eventually, this will be the old part of the city, low density, and then obviously, as the city grows, we then have high density, new buildings, all that sort of thing. Yeah, we're not far away from our second milestone, which is quite nice. There we go. So with that, we need to put our fire and police in, basically. Oh, no, that one. So we need to put a police station, which covers the residential area, and the fire as well. At the moment, that's fairly central. That's probably covering most people at the moment, which for now I think is fine. If we wanted to put another in, we could take out another loan to do that. Okay. I said I'm trying not to follow grids, but it looks like this residential area is becoming a grid. So yeah. Sorry, houses. I'm going to do that. Try not to do too many, carving up too many houses. Okay. I'll probably connect that up to this section, this end here, I think. So that way it's not completely isolated, you've got more options to get around. And that'll probably finish off that neighbourhood then. And then we'll probably start another one. Okay, so just check water pipes. No. Okay, good. Right. So if I've missed anything out, or if you're getting some ideas or got questions or anything like that, do leave a comment, that sort of thing. Could use a bigger brush for this, can I really? Never mind. And eventually, what we'll get on to, probably in the next episode now, is the next milestone. We'll get to that one, 1,600, and we can then get to our landscaping, so we can start detailing a bit more, go a little bit slower. And sometimes in the early stages you need to get to those milestones, so you can then make the city look nice, that sort of thing. We've got a big demand there for residential. I don't think I'm going to have anything in that roundabout, actually. Not in the middle. Probably detail that with trees and that sort of thing when we get access to that. I'm just removing some of these zoning squares just because it will produce weird houses that look a bit strange, really. Okay, well, I think it's been a good start. It's probably a good point to wind it up there, really. Nice little introduction, nice little start to the city. Got loads of work to do. But I think that'll do for now. make sure you subscribe so you can obviously see the growth of the city, follow along, and let's see what we can produce. Do leave any comments, that sort of thing, down below. Make sure you leave a like, so that way I know that you're enjoying this content. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.